Alright, here we are at bar 13, beginning of page 2. So let's go on with a few considerations that I hope could help your work in learning this piece. Of course, same process to start our rough outlining of the situation, what I explained at the very beginning. And so non-legato, single notes, playing them with, the wholeness of our action in a three-dimensional space, right? And by the way, it comes to my mind now a thought that is, I was slightly naughty, that was unintentional before, because this thing about playing single notes, trying to be full in your action, is actually a fundamental and substantial technical problem in piano technique. So I'm saying this to tell you, don't despair if for some time you find that this action is not actually that easy as it might look. And and I realize why this came into my mind right now, because here you are seeing we are moving away from the center line of our torso, okay? If I do that exercise here, so somewhere with my hands near to the edge of my torso, is one thing. If I do the same thing opening up my arm, okay, especially on black keys, things starts feeling a bit different, right? And this is clearly because there is that a nice friend that is gravity that now is acting, and together with pulling down our arm as it was when we are here simply, but we are opening our top arm here like that, and so gravity is also acting with this moment that wants to pull down your entire arm, not only in this direction, but also with a rotation towards your torso. And this makes playing the single notes far away from, as I said, the center line of your torso a bit trickier than doing the same when you are somehow closer in a more, stable body configuration. And now I'll give you a little trick in case you find initially that really doing this exercise appears a bit hard. And actually I'll repeat myself, because the process to smoothen down your road is the same I explained at page 1 when I was talking about the double notes. Do you remember? In case you found some little problems right away in getting those pairs of notes played well together, I advised to add keys, any keys around those notes that make you feel steady, and start with that splashing action. The same thing here. In case you feel that initially, or perhaps because you are just not warm in your actions, that hitting the single key with one finger, with the wholeness of your body action, is kind of slippery and something like that. You can initially make things much easier and comfortable, and you put as many notes as you like beside that particular note that you will be playing. Same thing, I'm trying now to let gravity plays for me, and so my thought is to, with my fingers, to grasp that action, to transfer it properly to the piano. I start removing unnecessary notes. I don't know, I start with the thumb. I remove the thumb. I remove the pinky. I remove the index. And finally, I remain with the note I want to play. now I shouldn't repeat myself, right? We have those pairs of notes here. Exactly the same thing I explained for page 1 is applicable here. I recommend to apply it here. And same thing with the right hand, of course. So I just do it once. We are just outlining our shape out of the marble block. Remember, this is a very preparatory step. Okay, so you practiced diligently these little actions, and now perhaps you are a bit concerned about this jump here. I don't know, in case it is the case. You can start at the beginning with a little of help, since you have a free hand when you're studying this line. So you can start like this. You play the note in the bass. You find what you shall do with the same hand up, but you use the other hand to play. Again. And repeat that as many times as you like. So you don't have to be, how to say, left-brained in doing this. Just let yourself go in this. Let your body become comfortable with this transition. And after, you can dare, with not too much concern, in just putting the right hand where it should be for the time being and doing with the left hand the jump. Here, if you want, you can do like this. Fingering, there are different possibilities. It depends on how you feel comfortable. I think I like to use the 3 here rather than the 5th, because so the 5th is free, relaxed to take the G later. If I use the 5th, it's possible because they're not playing that fast. I mean, it's very possible. In a way, I have to be conscious that the same finger needs to, be in action for 2 different notes. So I prefer the 3. Also, that helps me to mind about that flat accent. That is not a very energetic accent, I guess. So with my prensil action, I want to be particularly, how to say, present, warming that nice bass. And here I think to use the 4, so that is itself a bit kinder than the 3. There is not this accent, and again I keep free my pinky for the G that will come later. Going ahead, when you feel sufficiently comfortable, you can try with the pedals. So starting smoothing down your sound and pairing yourself with the subtleness of the action underneath your fingers. Right hand. So we have this flat accent here as well, and as you see we are in mezzo forte, right? However, at the beginning, now I was running too quick. We have to go through our outlining steps, so three-dimensional practicing. I like personally to use the fourth and the one, because are kind of, the fourth is a soft finger, the one is, you know, wide and can become a gentle finger, right? If I use the 5 and the 2, it's possible, but they are a bit, you know, bony fingers, and I guess for me it's easier to be a bit too harsh, since I think here we don't want to do that. So. Here you might wanna hold the one and replace it with the 2. And if you are a bit uncomfortable because you have this opening 3-1 with the 2, you can for a tiny second release the D, so, you know, to get just that moment to reset in view of this E flat and G that is not with an accent. Now, this ta-ta-ta, there will be thousands of ways about doing it. Think about that, I don't know. Just I suggest, in case to find an image that helps you to create it in the way you want to have it. And for me, what came in my mind is, so, you know, a little baby, when they start moving the very first steps, and they can walk 2 steps perhaps, and then is enough, right? So the F is the first step, the G is the second step, and then there is this crashing against his or her mom, who hugs her or him. So, you know, there is this accent, is even this, how to call it, sharp accent. I think, of course, it's not an accent of super energy, but however, really, I like to think about the baby that goes against the soft body of his mother. And here, I feel natural that you take these 2 notes, not with a fall, but with a push, right? So, it's the baby that loses his balance and goes against his mom. In this case, his mom are the 2 keys. You release again. Okay, so this is about outlining, and now there is, once you have practiced this for a while, time to smoothen down things, right? So we are in mezzo forte. We have even accents, right? Let me try to give some directions to be now, how to say, inside your body, trying to give some tip about what to do to stay there in a mezzo forte with this flat accent. You know, I'll start showing something that is not applicable here, but so showing what is not, it will be easier to show what it is, what I want to tell you. suppose that you are in front of a moment where you need to deliver an incredible amount of energy with the piano. There are these situations like what you need to do if you have to do such a thing. Since that kind gentleman that lived in what was that, 17th century around and part of 18th century, Isaac Newton, stated that nice mysterious principle that in the universe, when there is an action, there is also at the same time a reaction that acts in the opposite direction. What does it mean? That the energy I want to deliver to the piano is the same energy I'm receiving in my body, right? And so what you have to do if you are in a moment where you need to deliver energy, you need to have this solid stand, say of the practitioner of martial art, of the warrior, a stand that is reactive. Why? Because when I do like this, the same forces that goes into the key are taken by my body. So I need to have my spine, my torso steady and holding the reaction I'm receiving. Okay? So straight torso, the warrior posture in a way. But here, we are not clearly in that situation. We are in a mezzo forte, I think, warm dimension of sound. And so, if I just saw that to be energetic, I needed to have this posture straight and, prompt, what could I do with my body now to soften down? Are you seeing that? So rather than cultivating a straightness of the posture here, we can soften our spine, our body, and feeling our softer part, acting like you want to hug what's going on here. And this, I think, can be of help, not to overshoot your energy. And also you will notice that we are coming from this slow dancing first page where I think probably I was playing straight, right? But this is the straightness of the dignity of the dancer. That is straightness as the one of the warrior, but clearly it's a different kind of straightness that is ready, that is posed for a totally different kind of action. I guess it's very clear, right? So we are coming from a dance here. If you like, you can soften a little bit, these are minimal things, more things that you feel rather than probably are visible. Here we want to increase the energy to be in mezzo forte with accents, with a warm full sound. And yes, I guess for some time things will be a bit messy, imprecise, so if you remember the process I said, apply those little tricks. So you start removing notes, and then you add notes. And you fill up. And maybe you fill up, but not everything. So you don't, spread your focus, your concerns on too many things initially. Concentrate on few things at a time. Played everything, sorry. and then you fill up everything. Alright, next line. I won't repeat myself, I promise. So exactly the same process for outlining your notes, right? And so let's go right away to the final finishing, refining things. So the left hand is doing what you have already learned in the previous line, and the right hand have these. Let's first play this note for a while. You know, I like to do this. Okay, relaxed and easy, nice and easy. After you did that process, you know, of the non-legato falls on the keys, right? And if you were holding that image I suggested as a possibility as the baby that was doing his step. So what we have here, this accent here, to me suggests, you know, when parents suddenly raises their voice to, you know, to play with their baby for a moment, and then they lower down, and then again, like when the baby is jumping from, you know, maybe the playground, and you take him and then you put him back and so on. And the next two bars, nothing new, just you have for a while different notes. I think I said enough probably, and so let's keep going. We find again our nice bass, so outlining exactly with the same process here with the right hand. And here you see that you have a, how to say, a compass point, a compass note, right? Because you have to reach this C, I guess, with the 3, at least this is what I do. So there is a moment of, where am I? Your compass is here, in the thumb. You have to go there. And try to land gently. Try perhaps to be, you know, prehensile with the soft part of your finger. Gentle with your arm. My thumb is giving the reference, because, you know, the left hand also, if you notice, is doing a substantial jump here. So if you don't want to be lost in the air, this thumb, I think, can be a little helper. Yes, and sorry, I didn't realize that here we do what we did already in the first page. But here we have a small new figuration. You work on it with the same tools I explained. And when you put your hands together, just indulge in staying there in the sensitive transitions, like And here, you know, your posture returns to be the dancer, right? So straight but kind and with dignity. Again. Remember time to time that you have to breathe. With the pedal. And by the way, if you like, if you did that at the beginning, you might go back with the soft pedal here after you played mezzo forte in the first two lines. Now you move with the soft pedal with this piano. A new figuration here, so you can practice a bit this jump after you worked on individual keys, right? I'm not repeating that. So you have this jump, right? And I suggest don't wait too much to practice not a static jump, but a fluid jumping, in the sense that you reach this to go here. So and actually the aim, I guess, of this movement is here. So progressively you build up this complete flow of actions until the aim, the target that is here. And my advice, do not torture yourself in searching for hardly possible action, physical connection with your thumb. I would say stay nice and easy and relaxed. Rather, I would personally cultivate a bit of legato in the top line. Here we have some little difference in the right hand in the figurations. So go through the same steps, outlining, and then when you are ready to refine, again here you can do some nice legato with the top line. Trying to shift a bit of the weight of your arm from note to note, not simply in doing ta 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 ta, right? But it's like walking. When you walk, you're not jumping on each foot, you are transferring in a seamless way your weight from a foot to the other continuously. Initially you can exaggerate a bit the freedom of your arm to make sure he's active, is present with his weight. And keeping the action of the finger at a minimum. Later you integrate with grasping capability of the fingers. And the lower voice, nice and easy. Here the left hand is kinder than before because it just stopped here as in the first page. I'm not traveling up. then if you remember tools to refine things, okay, now we reach the point that we want the pedal, right, to be in action. We are in piano from mezzo forte, so if you use the soft pedal at the first page, it might be a good idea to go back to the soft pedal. So now we are moving back from that moment of warmth, right, affection, to a moment of kind dance. So we recover a bit of straightness, but the kind straightness, the dignity of the dancer. So to smoothen down things, to refine things, there is this process. I can initially concentrate on the flow, searching for the main pillars of the rhythm that at the beginning might need a bit of, trials and error to find the nice notes. Also try to get those notes with the right finger. Again, filling up a little bit. You feel a little more. Two lines that are exactly as we did in the second page, nothing new to be learned. And we are almost there, because in the last two lines we have the left hand that is doing the same figuration we already worked on. The right hand has this simple melody. So it's mezzo piano, a little more than piano, so you might play without soft pedal, with a little bit of presence to the bottom of the keys. Releasing it in the second and third note in the right hand, because there is not these flat accents. Then we have a piano, a soft pedal, almost the same thing, you see. nice mezzo forte at the end with the profound notes in the bass. So again, use that little tricks if you feel a bit uncomfortable at the beginning. And once you start having the positions, the movements in your body, I guess you might even help a bit with your mind, in the sense that with your eye you aim at the thumb in the bass, and here at the pointer finger for the what is this, B flat. So you should have a kind of how to say, get inside your body the span between the fingers, and the thumb becomes your guide here, and same the index finger here. The thumb helped me to find the A flat with the octave. Major here, we are in mezzo forte. There is this flat accent, so careful not to deliver too much energy, so we don't want to do that means again to recover a reacting presence, but instead is a soft landing. You can curve your spine either like this or even like, if I curve like that, I'm not able to take big forces, or I can hurt myself, right? So I want it to be gentle, warm. All right, so I guess I told you the main thoughts I had in mind. Thank you if you watched this discussion, this presentation until this point. I hope you will find something to help your work, and you especially will enjoy this beautiful jewel that will fill up you with warmth, kindness, beauty. Will be a very nice journey to go through it. So I hope to see you again in some of my next videos.